Well, hello everyone, it's Daniel with Website Candy, and today I'm going to give you a tutorial on GarageBand. Okay, so Laura came over and asked me, and she said, "Hi, do you still teach GarageBand?" And I responded back to her and said, "I do. Is there anything in specific that you want to learn?" And I haven't gotten a response yet, but I'm making this video for one reason and one reason only, because Laura is subscribed to me. If you haven't done so, like Laura has done, make sure you subscribe. All right. If you don't do it right now, you'll have an opportunity at the end of this video to subscribe. So what I'm doing here in GarageBand is an effect that's really quick, really easy, really fun, and I just think it's creative. You may think it's kind of boring. However, it's something I like to do. All right, so what I've done here is I took Kanye West's Low Light, and then I'm just going to kind of duplicate it a couple times and add different type of vocals to it to have a little bit of fun with it here, okay? And we can see how cool we can make this sound. So here's what I have so far. I'm just going to audition the whole entire track for you and let you hear what we have going on.
Me to give you a testimony about my life and how good he's been to me.
Okay, so you hear the darkness there inside the track. What I also want to do is I want to just go ahead and let you hear the darkness by itself under the monster vocals and just see how that sounds by itself. All right, let's go ahead and play that.
Me to give you a testimony about my life and how good he's been to me.
Okay, so let's now that we did the dark part right there, let's go ahead and listen to the original real fast all by itself.
You want me to give you a testimony about my life and how good he's been to me.
Okay, so that's just the original, and then we have the dark. So let's go ahead and sample those two together.
You want me to give you a testimony about my life and how good he's been to me.
Okay, so it gives it a different feel of depth, and that's what I really like. Honestly, I like to kind of add the track like 4 or 5 different times. I have the track again, and what I want to do is I want to kind of bring that over and add that in there. Okay, so I don't know why it's not adding. What's wrong with you? Okay, so let's go ahead and download it. All right, on my box here, I didn't even have it downloaded. I normally don't use this computer too much for music. I have it on the other computer. So as you can see, it automatically tried to bounce around with iTunes. So let me go ahead and drag it over here now. And now that I have it downloaded on this box here, it will work. So now, okay, so now that we have it there, what I want to do is, and here's how I created this edit with the monster vocals with the original, okay, is we want to kind of just come over here and we just want to go to voice and we want to just go over here and I want to add deeper vocals to this track right here and add the deeper track to this vocals and we'll turn that on right there and we'll see how that sounds all by itself. We know what the other two sound like, so let's see what that sounds like.
You want me to give you a testimony about my life?
Okay, so that's what I was looking for. It's a little darker. So we now have a monster vocal, we have a deeper vocal, and we have the original right here at the top. So let's go back and let's do it again.
You want me to give you a testimony about my life.
Okay, so the last thing that I would do is I would actually just bring that track in one more time because it's almost like I need a high version of it. And I drop that in there and I go back to voice and I go back to experimental and then I come over here to like a helium. And let's add a helium sound to it right there and pull this back over. And I might even add some reverb to the helium to see how that sounds. So let's hear how it sounds all by itself. Okay, so we're going to just turn those off, listen to the helium by itself. Okay, so you hear that sounds like Alvin and the Chipmunks. So let's hear it all collectively, all together with the exact same track, 4 different voices, 4 different ways on there, and see how that sounds.
You want me to give you a testimony about my life.
Okay, so much is going on. It's almost like I'm gonna bring this volume down. I really like what I'm hearing. Let me try this one more time.
You want me to give you a testimony about my life.
All right, so now this is an opportunity for you to go ahead and pause the video, grab yourself some headphones, really put the headphones on. And what we're going to do is we're going to play with this and we're just going to bring this more to the left. We're going to bring the darker vocals to the right. Okay, and we're going to take the darker vocals to the right, a little bit to the right as well. Not too much to the right, but more predominantly on the right. Keep that in the center, and we're going to listen to that. So hopefully you got your headphones on by now, and let's see how this sounds.
You want me to give you a testimony about my life?
And then you can just play with your volumes as far as this is kind of like higher than the others. And we're going to have this down a little bit lower and this a little bit lower. And this is going to be the lowest track. But right here on this track, I'm going to add a little bit of reverb. And it's always good to see where your reverb is and see where your low cut is before you start moving it. Just in case you don't like it, you can kind of turn it back. So I'm going to kind of take that all the way over there, just get real drastic with it. Bring it back here and let's see how that sounds.
You want me to give you a testimony about my life?
All right, so I want to hear this by itself, and I want to just hear what type of reverb I'm adding to it. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to click up top here, and you can kind of click and drag this as far as long as you want it. But I'm just going to take it right here to 5, and it's going to keep looping as I play with the reverb to get what I want. Let's see what happens. So there's a lot of reverb there, and I kind of like that. So let's go back and let's listen to them all collectively together. Drag it back here, and let's see what happens.
You want me to give you a testimony about my life and how good he's been to me?
All right, so I kind of want that high pitch helium voice, kind of. Um, let's even try the robot voice. I want it to be very subtle to where you really hear that in your left ear more than anything else. And it's just very subtle, and it's just like adding a lot of spice into your food to say, I taste that. I taste that. So see how it sounds.
You want me to give you a testimony about my life and how good he's been to me? You want me to give you a testimony about my life and how good he's been to me? You want me to give you a testimony about my life and how good he's been to me? You want me to give you a testimony?
Okay, so you can still hear the robot voice in there. I kind of like the helium a lot better. So let me try that one last time in this video, okay?
You want me to give you a testimony about my life?
All right, so there it is right there. That's what I'm looking for. That's what I want. I got the dark vocals, I got the monster vocals, I got the original, and then I have the helium. So when I add those tracks in there multiple times, and honestly, when it comes to your voice, if you want to add all these different nuances to your voice, you just come back up here to the library. And we can just kind of look around to different things, and you can add all kind of different things to your library in regards to different sounds that you can add in. I mean, there's a whole entire all kind of different little loops that you can add here. If you click the little button right over here, you can go over here and it's going to bring in all the different loops. I just downloaded GarageBand on this box right here versus I do have GarageBand on my other computer, my laptop. I'm on my desktop right now. And once you get all these different instruments, you can add all these different sounds to your voice, and you can add like a bass, and you can add a trombone, and you can add all kind of different nuances to your voice and just have yourself, you know, just duplicate the track like I did here. And when you duplicate that track, what you can also get is, different nuances to your voice that you normally would not normally have in a person's voice. And when you duplicate that track and you just add this one and you kind of mess with the volume like I showed you there, put this more in the left ear versus the right ear, it gets really fun to hear different things in your voice. So if you're podcasting, if you're just going to make an intro for your YouTube video, if you're going to, whatever you decide you want to do, however you want to do it, it's just something fun to do. Hopefully, you guys learned something. If you haven't done so already, here's your opportunity to subscribe. And thanks for watching. And I will talk to you guys later. Thank you. Have a good day. Goodbye.